Good day, viewers. You are welcome back to Tindanious Maths and Science tutorials. We are still treating transformation of functions, and I promised you that I'll bring a question which encompasses horizontal and vertical shifts, compression, and what have you, reflection in the y-axis. Do you get it that way? X-axis and beyond measures. Okay. If you are new here, I'll advise you to visit my lectures on transformation of function. I mean the introduction aspect of the topic, for you to really understand and appreciate what we are doing, where we talked about functions, using graphs, you see how to understand functions, using what the nature of graphs and the mathematical approach. So we have question on the board. So put the function r at t equals this in the form y equals what have you, and determine the values for the constants a, d, h, and k. What students will be doing is this: they'll try to write down the question and compare it with the standard equation given or the reference equation given, and they try doing what we call comparing and equating coefficients. But with that, you are going to be wrong. Okay, it doesn't really work all the time. You have to understand how the principle works. Again, visit my previous lectures where I've really touched on the principles regarding these. So I have r at t equals -1/3. Then f, then I have 2x minus 8. Then plus 3 this way. This factor is affecting whatever is here. So this is the same as r at t equals -1/3. So I have f, then I have 2x minus 8 this way. Viewers, I'll multiply -1/3 by this 3. So I'll have -1 times 3 gives what? -3 over, this is over 1, right? So 3 by 1 gives what? 3. So I have on 3. So r at x is equal to -1/3. Then I have f, then bracket 2x minus 8 minus what? 1. Because 3 divides 3, 1. Okay, for want of space, I'll bring this here. Okay, so let's do that gently. Have r at x to be equal to -1/3. Then we have f, then have 2x minus 8 minus 1. Again, we said when we have something like this, you have to factorize this. You get that? We have to factorize this. So we have -1/3. Then I have my f already there. The common factor to this is what? Is 2, because 2 divides this and divides that. So I have 2, the open bracket, what do I have? X over here, minus 2 divides 8 4 times. Then I have my what? My 1 over here. So I'll have -1/3. And we know that multiplication is commutative. So f times 2 means f what? It means 2f, then I have x minus 4. This way, then minus what? My 1. Alright, good. And now they're saying that we should express this in the form from the question. let's visit here. Say, express this in the form y is equal to AF. Do you get it that way? So let's do that. So that is our standard or our reference equation. So comparing it to y is equal to AF, then I have B, then I have X minus H plus K. And I have been told to find for A, B, H, and K. So by comparison, you realize that this, my A, this is my A. So I can say A is equal to negative 1 on 3, comma. Then, look at my B, this is my B. When I come here, I can see B over here. So I can say my B is what? Is 2. So it has been factorized. You see, that's a common factor. And here B is outside. Then X here, X is also here. I'm looking for H. So H is the same as what? 4. So I say H is equal to what? 4. Do you get it that way? Don't say H is equal to negative 4. If you don't want to be confused, you can do it this way. You can say negative 4 is equal to what? Negative H. See, negative cancels negative. Is that also? So we have what? H is equal to 4. So simply write H is equal to 4. Now the constant, this is alone, this is also alone, it's a constant, okay? So therefore, K is equal to what? Negative what? 1. As simple as that. That's it. So viewers, this is the first part of the question. The B says express R as the result of applying list of transformations. I really need this to F, specify the order. This is the most important thing. The order. That means you cannot arrange them the way you want it. It has to be so in order of priority rather. Okay, priority. You have to be very, very careful here. So let's see how we can do that in order of priority. So for want of space, I'll erase this. So I have negative 1 on 3, 2F, I have X minus 4, this way minus 1. Alright, what is the first thing to do? I said after factorizing, you have to find the scale factor, K. And the scale factor is 1 over the absolute value of what? Of B. Is that also? Yeah. So here the B is what? Is 2. So the K is equal to what? 1 over what? Over the scale factor, over the absolute value of 2, which is the same as what? 1 on 2. So simply half. So we say that the order of priority, so it will be horizontal. This is horizontal compression. Oh, you see, horizontal compression by K is equal to half, or by a scale factor of what? Of half. That is the first thing. The second thing to do is, you now, so we are done with this. So it's just 1 over this, okay? So this is the second thing to do. This is the first. The second. So we have X minus 4 equated to 0. We have X is equal to what? 4. So you realize that it's still what? Horizontal shift. Okay, so we have horizontal shift to, since it's positive, so to the right. Horizontal shift to the right by how many units? By 4 units. Then thirdly, what do you have again? So I'm done with this. So I'll come here, focus on this. Alright, so you have something like 1/2, and let's say 1/3, then f of x. Remember, horizontal stretch and horizontal shrink, the same format, okay? So here, that's vertical shrink or vertical compression, okay? So here I have vertical, so this is vertical stretch, by a scale factor, of, what do I have there? On 1/3. Please, for here, for the scale factor, I said we neglect or we discard the negative and take the positive, alright? And this one, we don't have to find the reciprocal or the inverse. For vertical, shift, or what have you, shift or stretch, we just take the scale factor as you see it over here, okay? So vertical shift, that's vertical stretch by a scale factor of 1/3. Then the fourth one is, you realize that it has been negated, is that not so? It has been negated. And when you have a situation where if you negate y, what does it mean? It means, if you negate x, it means reflection in the y-axis. And when you negate y, it means what? Reflection in the x-axis. So because this one, they are negating the function, the whole function, which is the y. You say what? Reflection in the, so this is reflection in the what? The x-axis. Reflection in the x-axis. Can we end here? I can't end here. And this is what? This is the last portion. This is what? My k, or my constant. So the fifth one is, this one represents what? Vertical. Whether vertical upwards or what? Or downwards by a certain unit. Because it's negative, you are moving downwards. Because your xy, this is positive y, this is negative y, so we move downwards. So this becomes what? Vertical what? Downwards. This is vertical downwards. Vertical downwards by 1 unit. You get that? So vertical downwards by 1 unit. As simple as that. So this is what? The order of priority. It's not the order of interest. You wouldn't say because there are 5 steps, you can decide to write this as your first point. That would be wrong. You can't say that because there are multiple steps, you choose the third one as your first point. That wouldn't work. So please, you have to follow the formalities or the principles. Thank you for hearing me out on this. So viewers, this is the last question to end the business for today. Okay. This time around, I think this one is more complex as compared to the ones we've been doing. So this one we have what? Coordinates, set of points, okay, 6, -9. Let's see how we can solve this. Take note of this question.